month.
Don't you fall in, man. I ain't pulling you out.
That's the end of it right there.
We're here to look at and identify the burial site of Captain Lewis Wescott, who was one of the great Coast Guard heroes from the 1800s and early 1900s.
So it's,
yeah.
it's Captain
Captain
L.S. Wescott, born February
It's like 28.
28th, 1862. And he would have been at Pea Island for, what, 15 years, something like that?
Well, he was keeper.
Keeper.
16
16 years.
He was a part of the E.S. Newman rescue.
Right,
too.
right.
A great feeling to be in the midst of finding where his grave was at. And it just makes me happy to know that he was there and what he did, and that they are gonna recognize it and everything. It's just make you happy.
Jarvis and Leon.
Jarvis Howard, Jones Howard.
Telling your connection.
My father was at the, well, my father was there. My
Coast Guard has probably the richest history as far as minority and diversity history is concerned for any of the federal agencies.
I'd be proud of it.
yeah.
African Americans and women and all minority groups serving practically back to 1790.
Died February the 14th, 1936.
It's really important for us to highlight that history and show people that there were people of all backgrounds that were heroes in our service.
It is very important to us because it's like history that we didn't know that was there. And so once we found out, it's just like a legacy to us to know where he was at, because we really didn't know where he was buried or anything like that.
Well, now,
So now that is really important to us that we know this.
I tell you what, somebody has some good handwriting anytime you can scratch that in concrete.
Yeah.
You know, Lewis Westcott, part of Coast Guard history, he laid the framework and the groundwork for the organization I grew up in. I was a part of for 30 years and loved serving in. You know, to think that there's a legacy like that, whose final resting place is here on our property, kind of humbling. And I see it as a privilege to live here and be able to help maintain that legacy.
You know, it's another piece of history that, you know, it's exciting. Although we didn't know them, we knew some of his grandkids and his daughter. We actually grew up with cousin Maddie, Maddie Bowser. Yeah, we actually, you know, from childhood all the way up until, until her passing.
That's right.
You know, there's so much history in all of our families that we don't know. You know, things people did and accomplished. We just live on.